Welcome back, crits and failures, and noobs. This is a new series from Critical Fail called the Newb Squad. This is our other campaign we're going to run when we have a hard time running our main campaign. This particular week, Nick was out of town and we weren't able to play our regular game, but we're addicted. So we decided to bring in two different kinds of noobs. One, Matt shifted over to the DM chair for the first time ever in his whole entire life and decided to run the starter campaign to see what it was like. Two, Amy, Matt's wife, decided to hop into the player seat for the first time ever and see if she could figure out which dice was which, and to see if this nerdiness that her husband's been taking part of was, in fact the work of the devil. Jake is back playing a completely different kind of character from his bard in our other series, and I get to play for the first time in several years, which is always exciting for a DM to hop over to the other side. I'm playing a fairly volatile, socially inept sorcerer. We basically have gotten together to form the most unlikely party ever that anyone would ever think about hiring to protect their goods and services as they're transported across the land, yet here we are. In the future we'll be back with our normal game. We'll probably try to bounce back and forth between sessions as they have both been recorded, and we'll keep going with this one when we can, and we'll keep the other one running too, and hopefully it's not too much. Please let us know what you guys think of this kind of back and forth adventureness. Hopefully you guys can keep track of which story you're listening to. As always, this episode is brought to you by Matt's Mats. Matt's Mats are the acrylic 1-inch grid system that our DM, Matt, makes himself, and they directly support us, and they are phenomenal for role-playing. You'll see Matt taking great time and great detail to sketch out our maps as we go, yet also being able to wing it as we go left and go right and try and test his patience, as players do. So let's find out what happens in episode 1 of the Newb Squad. Why did they hire us?
Welcome. I don't know who's watching yet, but we are live here. We've got a little bit of a change. Jeff is going to be playing instead of DMing. Yay. I'm going to try to not DM terribly.
First time DM Matt Lewis.
Yep. And finally, Jake, well, not finally. Next, Jake is actually on screen again, but this time it looks a little bit better, hopefully.
And that's it. That's everybody important.
Yep. And lastly, my wife is going to attempt to play, and she has no problem hitting Jeff, which is good.
At all.
He can't actually
been happening all morning.
He can't actually damage anyone anymore.
I can damage him IRL.
Not that he could damage anyone before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do have... we will be returning to our regularly played game, next session, probably?
Next session, yeah, I believe so. Nick just had family in town, and we wanted to get something live, so...
His priorities are backwards if he's taking family over Dungeons & Dragons.
There's a good chance he's tuning in, at least...
Good.
On and off.
You heard me, Nick. It's right.
So, it's all happening.
It's all real. I've got my super awesome dice tower that I built myself out of a Sierra Mist bottle and a coffee can, and it's in theory going to help undo all the horrible luck I've had, but the first two rolls I did in it were both ones, so which is like 1 in 400 chance, so it's not looking good already.
Yeah, you're doing it right.
I'm doing it my style. Matt, the one thing, did you notice that whenever I roll a level 1 spell, you can make me roll a d20, and I might blow myself up or whatever? Did you see that part?
I looked briefly at your wild magic setup,
Yep.
and I do know that there are some incredible repercussions of failing.
Yes. So there's a thing where whenever I cast my first level spell, you can have me roll a d20. If I roll a 1, I then roll a random effect from this table, which can be humorous, or a couple of them could absolutely kill everybody in the party, which is funny.
Well, I would expect nothing less from you.
Yeah, and so you can do that whenever you want. I only get a couple. The other thing that I can do is once per day I can do re-roll, or I can take advantage on a spell or on a attack roll that I want. If you have me do that d20 roll, I get that back if I spent it. I get that luck back or whatever. But that's about it. It's the only kind of weird thing for me.
Excellent. I'm going to draw out a little bit of what's happening here.
So I'm a sorcerer, everybody. A level 1 sorcerer. I have issues, but I've got confidence to make up for it. And Yeah. Actually, this is the reason I did this, Jake, was because you remember how me and you were just like, how the hell do spells work in this edition? Like for so long, like I was like, I'm finally gonna learn. I'm just gonna
finally figure it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a spellcaster, and I did take for granted how much work you guys put into making your characters, because like,
oh, it's like you wear out the player's handbook.
Yeah.
Making a character because you flip the pages constantly.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many little like
yeah,
beautiful notes here.
It's really the only thing that I think they did poorly for 5th edition for a new player. For us, you know, for experienced people, it's like, okay, well, I'll wade through this and whatever. But that's, I mean, a first timer.
It really, you know, and I get a lot of it, but it feels like instead of having the how to build your character in the very beginning, and then having all the races, then having all the classes, then having the backgrounds, and then figuring out the spells and the equipment and all that, they could have taken that how to build a character and just put it into every class.
Yeah.
And just a one page. Well, they have a quick build. At the, I guess, I don't know. It just feels like I spent an hour of literally my 2-hour build flipping pages.
Yeah, me too.
So
I actually used an online helper.
For creating the monk that I've got, that actually went really quickly.
Did it?
But then again, he doesn't have a lot of stuff that comes with him.
Yeah.
Right.
But it builds up pretty quick after that.
I'll say I built the Thordan Paladin. That went, I'll say quickly, because I went to build, or work with Amy to build the cleric. Mm-hmm. And it took twice as long to build the cleric, because she gets cantrips to choose from and spells to choose from, and I didn't get any of that at level 1. I didn't have to choose a single spell or anything, so...
Right. And I did, and Jake, you did with your bard in the other campaign.
Oh, yeah, that took forever.
Okay.
Well, and that and your wife couldn't make up her mind of which spells that she wanted and
That's fine. We figured it out. We've got...
Where's your squirrel?
She must have went upstairs.
Yeah, she must be
Sniffing
sniffing around the cat's box. Cat's food. Alright, so what we're playing is the starter edition. The Lost Mine of Phandelver, which hopefully I don't screw up too much, but, you know, I probably will.
And I'll make fun of you.
That's fine.
You'll kill me, it's fine.
I will say that you're making up things in a universe that you created, and I'm making up things in a universe someone else created.
Chances are you'll be more right than I am.
Well, I've got a book to go off of.
Yeah, well, so far our audience has been pretty understanding of that stuff.
So far,
rules,
yeah. Yeah, well, and I'm still going to make the rules.
Exactly.
Like how capable a squirrel helper is.
I was running scenarios fast
Oh,
this
yeah?
morning because I've never played before, so
That's a good point.
I have a lot of questions about what I can and can't do, and so I was asking him if I could
Yeah,
my little squirrel friend do things.
if the squirrel could carry an item somewhere you couldn't reach.
Yep.
I said if it was very small.
Mm-hmm.
I asked if it could go, like, sneak around the corner and look and see what was going on and then come back and tell me what was going on, because I can speak to animals.
And I said I would have to figure out what the DC, or what the stealth check for a squirrel would be.
And I said, squirrels are really stealthy unless there's a car coming at them.
And then they just don't know what to do.
And its answer could be, not a tree. Not a tree.
Right.
There's definitely not a tree around the corner.
I didn't see any nuts. There was no nuts together. No trees.
Yeah. And then finally it'll be like a tree. It'll be like a tree ant or something.
Yeah, right.
Awesome tree.
Yeah.
Awesome tree.
Matt, what did you think about reading that over? Like, because like we'll jump in and we'll see how it goes. But like, how did you feel the book did for a first time DM setting you up to play?
I think the book is doing a great job. I honestly haven't read as far as I'd like. I'm going to wing it just a little bit here.
Sure.
But I think it's doing a great job. There are some things that are more precise than I typically like, but that's also a lot to do with just helping someone else.
Sure.
Are you...
I'm just futzing. You can't take me anywhere. There we go. That was...
You are ruining every... Have you leaned forward and saw that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was really bad.
Because it was chopping your head off earlier.
It might have been out. Sorry.
Graceful.
Professional camera guy being a jerk.
So lean forward and play on the board. Yeah, just barely.
Sorry.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see it. So I only know the tiniest bit about this quest, and I've taken it, like, I've seen it, like, listened to it for the first couple hours, and yeah. So I know very little about this. Jake, do you know anything about the box set?
I do not, actually.
Perfect. And Amy doesn't know anything about anything.
No.
Right.
Ever.
So that works. So the setting of this adventure, essentially, the three of you, which do you want to introduce yourselves
Sure. Do you want me to...
properly?
Sure.
Just what someone who is acquainted with you somewhat would know.
Okay. Okay, so do we know each other a little bit? Yeah.
Enough that you've... Okay, so the setting is, without going too far into it, you have been escorting a caravan, the three of you, down a road from Neverwinter. I'll get into the details of it further, but describe your character to everyone as much as they would know, having spent, we'll say, a day.
1 day?
1 day going down a road with you from Neverwinter.
So first off, I've hit on you about 5 times in that day.
So normal.
No, it's not normal. I don't hit on you in real life. I promise.
How many times have you hit on Jake?
Twice.
Twice.
No, yeah. No judgments here. I'm a half-elf. I wear black robes that are fairly form-fitting, and they have a lot of like red, ornate, swirly kind of piping stitched into them and a high collar. I definitely walk with like a lot of confidence and a lot of, I don't want to say arrogance, but a lot of energy. And I'm always like, I'm super curious about things. I'm always asking people who they are and where they came from, and very interested in that. I've got dark black hair, except for with a shock of white right down the kind of the front and the middle. And like I said, half elf, kind of average size there. So what did I write down? I'm 1,000,000 feet tall. No, I'm not. 5'5". Green eyes, very tan skin. Yeah, and that's kind of what you would know about me. I'm definitely some sort of magic user. I kind of wear that, on the, very obviously. I don't carry a lot of stuff because I can't. And as an example, I'm proficient in the quarterstaff, but it was too heavy for me to carry that in addition to everything else, so I don't have one. I do have a light crossbow on me, which is fairly ostentatious. And yeah, I would say that's about it. And well, my character's very charismatic. I'm just very gregarious. I'm clearly making up for the fact that I haven't gotten out very much.
All right. Someone else?
Then
Go for it, Jake.
I am a halfling monk. I am about 3 foot high and 42 pounds. Tan, hazel eyes, and bald, and slightly ugly. Probably because they have that pointy head and it's bald, so you can't really hide the pointiness of it.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it doesn't understand cultural norms at this point.
Okay, and finally, Amy.
I am Finnovy Maplebottom. I am a forest gnome. I'm a cleric. I am talking for the first time.
Are you a cleric that's like shield and armor and bashy stuff, or are you like kind of more like a bringer of faith?
No, I'm more of a healing, one with nature forest gnome.
Very cool. Oh, very cool.
I am 71 years old. I am 3 foot 5 inches, 41
You don't
pounds.
look a day over 69.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have
Perfect.
blue eyes, tan skin, and lavender hair.
Ooh.
Because I'm fancy forest gnome. I have a pet squirrel with me. It rides on my shoulder.
What's your squirrel's name?
Larry.
Awesome. I'm going to keep track of how many times I hit on you.
Okay, that's gonna be fun. I have my quarterstaff and a slingshot to protect myself from him.
And other things.
And other things.
You'll
as
have
they-
other things.
I've been the
Other
worst
people
thing on
come
the
up.
trail so far, though.
Right.
I've been writing down my spells and cantrips and stuff so that I can remember what it was that my character does, and I'm sure I won't remember everything, but
That's all right.
Now, she's the kind where she prepares her spells. So in theory, she picks a couple at the beginning of the day. Is that right? Like, that's cleric, right?
Is it? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, clerics do that as well as the.
So you can have 2 prepared spells? It's in the cleric section there. It should. There's a table.
Do you know what that means? What we're talking about?
No.
So, so my kind of magic is that I know a small amount of spells and I can use them at any time as long as I have a spell slot for it. Your kind is that you know a lot of spells, but you can only cast ones that you have prepared ready.
Okay.
So like that you've studied for, like a test, right?
And is that where my 2 is?
That's how many you can cast. The ones known.
Those are my ones that I have.
Those are the ones you have. Let's see what you know. Cantrips known. So you know 3.
So my character is also a perfectionist. Likes to be, or likes to work hard and be the best at my craft. And I hold my workshop where I learned how to craft in the highest esteem.
Just how many spells she can have prepared at once? I think it's 2, but
I think it's probably 2 as well.
2. Yeah, but then it's like, but
The
then
first level?
But now your cantrips you can cast at any time. Those are
Any
ones
of
you,
your cantrips, any of
yep, you don't have to prepare those. And so the reason I was bringing it up is that knowing your first level spells that you know, that'll mean you only have to worry about a couple at a time until you rest again. You know what I mean? You won't have to be like, oh, which of these 5 spells should I cast? It'll just be like, well, those are the 2 you know right now. Where's what's his name? Oh my gosh, the guy our DM friend who's always on.
Oh, Grebe?
Grebe.
Yeah.
Grebe would know. All right. Well, anyway, we'll figure that out shortly.
For first level for the cleric, you get 2 spell slots for first level.
Oh, it's a spell
So
slots.
you have,
okay.
Yeah, you have that list of the different spells that you can choose from, but you can only prepare 2 each day. And then at second level, you get 3 first level spells.
So does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, so I can only choose 2 of these 4
Yep.
that I can use
Yep.
in any given day.
in a given day until you take an 8-hour sleep, but out of those 2, you can cast 1 each or one of them twice. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So
Your cantrips, you always know they're much simpler to memorize, so you just know those like the back of your hand. There's no issue casting them.
These are my cantrips.
who actually knows the back of their hand really well?
I do.
Oh,
do.
okay. Oh, wow. Okay, no.
Yeah.
You don't?
You know.
I know the poem.
Well, that's because you're always asking for stuff.
Is that what it is? Wow.
You
A
like
little
that?
little too real here.
Right
Too
away.
real.
Right away, I'm on it. Okay, so to set the adventure here, the 3 of you were hired by Phandelver Gundren. So he has hired you guys to escort some goods down the road. You are going to... Gundren is the guy's name. Gundren Rockseeker. Phandelver is where you're headed. See, I'm already screwing this up.
That's fine.
So he's got just a whole bunch of stuff in a wagon that he's having you guys take down the road. One of you is going to be driving the wagon. The other ones can be either sitting on the wagon or walking alongside of it. So you're supposed to escort it down to Phandelver, which is the city you're headed. And let's see here. Yeah, just a bunch of supplies. You've been paid 10 gold pieces each.
Wow.
To get the wagon safely to the trading post in Phandelver.
$1,000.
You 10 gold pieces each. Mm-hmm. That's not $1,000.
Yeah, gold piece is like $100. That's how they say, like, just to kind of like gauge the value of things.
I gotcha. Okay, I figured it was just worth a gold piece because fantasy.
But I was just trying to help.
Okay,
She made us like an impressed face.
gold pieces are good.
Could be like, hey,
It's good. Yeah,
give you.
Can't buy me with your gold piece.
that's right.
Or 10 of them.
They're worth like $1 million.
That's right.
I don't even have the 10 yet. I'll pay you tomorrow.
So you are on the wagon,
Heard that one before.
heading down.
Okay. I'll probably be walking.
Okay.
Let the lovely lady have a spot to sit. Are there any other people traveling, or is it just the 3 of us?
Just the 3 of you, headed out ahead of you, Gundren and his warrior, Sildar, headed out ahead
Okay.
to kind of beat you there, prep for, the arrival of the goods, just make sure the deal goes well on his end.
Why would he leave us? Because he's a warrior. Why did he go out ahead of us?
He hired a warrior
Oh,
to escort him, and then he hired you guys to escort the
this.
goods.
Okay, that makes sense.
Towards it.
My guy is like that. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like a lot of like, why did he do this when he could have done that? Because this just do my guy.
Right. So at the same time, you're very charismatic, right? Mm-hmm. You believe that you being hired was plenty to escort this piddly wagon as well.
Sure, of course.
So
I mean,
you
look
know,
at me.
That's all you need. You're cocky. You're all headed down the road here. That's
Sorry.
Yeah. Too much time on your hands.
I
man.
know. We're heading down the road.
I'm sorry to be doing this terribly.
That makes me want to like pick up a picture.
Any character
like,
can
hold
drive
up
the
my own face.
I'll probably
wagon?
be walking on the other side of the wagon from Jeff.
So,
So that means I'm
Opposite.
driving.
From this.
all right. So let's just set this out for the sake of doing it, since I drew it and it looks pretty. Right.
Your maps are already better than mine.
Yeah, it's realistic because of the green. Mm-hmm. So, yes, the three of you are.
Why do you suppose the road's so curvy?
Those are just the edges of the road.
I see.
That's where the grass has quit growing.
Okay. Why do you suppose the grass is afraid of the road?
I can ask my squirrel friend.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's going to take us a month to get there.
That's fine. I'm ill prepared. We can spend a month on this road. So there are two oxen pulling the wagon. If no one is holding the reins, the oxen will stop where they are.
Okay.
So you're on the wagon.
Yeah, it would seem I'm driving the wagon.
You're driving the wagon. That's okay. It doesn't take anything in particular. You don't need any
Thanks,
additional
husband.
skills.
I didn't say You want to hit me for him?
No.
You're good enough.
I think you're doing a marvelous job driving the wagon.
Right. You're doing very well. Like I said, the wagon is packed full of supplies.
Am I proficient in wagon driving?
Food. Includes 24 stacks of flour, several casks of salted pork, 2 kegs of strong ale, shovels, picks, and crowbars.
Is it mining materials?
5 lanterns with a small barrel of oil. The total value of the cargo is 100 gold pieces.
We're getting paid a lot to transfer this.
Why?
No, we're not.
Yeah, 30 gold
To transport 100 gold worth of goods.
Good stuff. That seems.
We're assuming he's got a really good profit margin on this
We
stuff.
also assume that he's got some hidden stuff. don't we?
I'm curious why there are flowers in the middle of all of that.
Oh, flour. Like cooking flour.
Oh, flower. Okay.
Oh, I
that
picked
makes a
those.
bit
I
more
picked
sense
those for
now.
her. I picked the flowers.
And
for
she immediately threw
her.
them
She's
in
just
the
like, yeah,
bags.
poop in the back.
Well, I put one in my hair because, forest gnome.
Yeah.
Right. You replaced the wilted one from yesterday.
Yes.
That was her first mistake because I took that as a sign of I've got a chance.
So you're telling me I've got
So
a
you-
chance.
Oh, that's a pretty one.
Yeah.
So it is Tribor Trail.
Okay.
So I'm going to say you've been in here for a day because that's what I already said, and that's what I'm going with. As you come around the bend, you spot 2 dead horses
Ooh.
sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you.
What are they? 50 feet? Where are they dead from? Can we tell from here?
They are blocking the path.
Okay.
I would imagine that you can see far enough to see that there are several black feathered arrows sticking out of them.
Oh.
So they didn't die of natural causes.
Correct. Yes, they weren't natural arrows. They was killed.
He was killed.
So the woods are pretty
just
close
looked
to the
like
trail
that.
here, with a steep embankment and dense thickets on either side.
So we don't really know, like, the fighting style of each other yet, right? Because, like, we just haven't seen that, so...
Well, unless it's come up in conversation in the last day.
Yeah, because I don't think you're capable of fighting at all.
I wouldn't think I was either if I were you. And like, I think she's, like, the badass in our group. You know what I mean? Like, for looking at us.
Probably.
Yeah.
She's the best geared, I think, of any of you.
Yeah. That's
Why did he hire us to do this? This is he made a horrible choice. He's got 2 halflings and a half elf.
Well, maybe he's charitable.
Yeah, he is. Took pity on us.
Right.
Well, I'm definitely looking out, because in all the great adventure stories I ever read when I was locked up in the monastery, this is clearly an ambush.
Okay.
I mean, who assassinates, unless these horses were like, maybe they were former members of parliament who were polymorphed into horses and then assassinated.
That's distinct possibility.
Probably
not.
makes sense.
Maybe. So my guy gets like all excited and doesn't know what to do because this is his first chance that there might be trouble, and he's a little too happy about it.
Do you move in any way? Do you stay 50 feet away? What's the plan?
I'm going to stay 50 feet away and wish we had a ranger.
Okay.
Wish we had someone that was a little
I'm just
knowledgeable.
going to start walking off into the bushes.
Okay.
You're off into the bushes on the side? Which side do you... Let's put people up on the map here.
So maybe like...
Do we have some animals?
Oh, hold on.
Some dead horses?
That's one horse.
Octopus.
How is that a horse?
It's an octopus horse.
It's a dead
Did
horse.
they take part of the horse with it?
Yes.
Is that an elephant?
Nope, they're two dead horses. They look so horrible because they're dead.
Now,
Okay.
Willoughby, you ran off into the bushes.
Over there?
Yeah, on the
Is that okay? Okay. And then, lovely lady, you are still up in the wagon.
Is that the side you wanted to run off to there, Jake?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
I will circle around to the other side then and watch this quadrant.
Okay.
Just because he, I'm assuming, I don't think he ran away out of fear. I'm out, screw this kind of thing. So.
All right. So, from the woods, Jake, why don't you give me a perception check? See what you know.
Natural 1.
Okay.
So 3.
They are woods.
I know.
Good.
I have an idea of what I'd like to do. Can I do something?
What would you like to do?
I would like to cast a minor illusion where I will gesture to the back of the wagon. Another halfling will hop out,
Okay.
groggily rub its eyes, and walk up to the horses to check it out.
You've got the illusion there?
Yeah, and it'll last them 1 minute, so it's going to kind of make its way there fairly quickly.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sound or anything like that, but it looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good.
Uh-huh.
All right. So let me just take a quick look here. Yes. So is there anything to know? Tell me about the illusion. What's
About the illusion or about the spell?
spell?
Create a sound or image of an object within range. Lasts for 1 minute.
The sound can be anything. The object can be anything.
Yep. Anything basically person-sized or smaller. And so I'm going to do a person walking up there. It won't make. I'd have to pick sound or visual, so it's visual.
So it's completely silent.
Completely silent. He looks like he's sneaking.
Okay.
He made a really good stealth check, and it falls apart under close inspection or if somebody touches it. If somebody has a reason to doubt it, then they can try and make a save against my incredibly high spell save. But if they if they don't suspect it, then it just is for 1 minute.
Okay. So when it gets there,
Yeah. Here he is.
Yeah, there you go. More black arrows come from the sides.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Illusion. He disappears. The minute he's touched, he's gone.
At least one of those black arrows touched him.
They murdered my friend. He was my only friend.
And he poofed into oblivion.
Oh, man. Let's make another one. Did they come from both sides? Can we tell that?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I think he said both sides.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yep.
It's okay.
Crap. My character really doesn't know what to do.
Can I see back to the cart through the thicket?
Yeah. Yeah, you can
Okay.
you can see your cart, but if you were to try to look at the horses, I think that's a bit too obscured
Okay.
because that's a long ways through the woods.
That makes sense. Okay.
I'm going to yell, "They're shooting at us! I hope you're still with us!" And then I'm going to ask you to get down so your pretty face doesn't get shot. And I'll mark that down as a hit on you.
Not an actual hit, as in I took damage, but
as
just
a-
Jeff's
Yeah.
character.
Not Fizzle.
Fizzle.
You can call me Fizzle.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. It accurately describes my love life.
Okay, so I'm going to say, just because I'm that nice,
Yeah. Ooh, that's better. They look like goblins.
they do very much
Okay.
look like goblins. I'm going to go ahead and say that you guys have... First, let's do initiative.
Okay. Are there any lady goblins?
You can't tell.
Oh.
You haven't looked down there yet.
That didn't roll right. 18.
18? Alright, let me write down my... What am I... Okay.
I would often do it like on one of these.
Yeah, I've got it.
23.
What am I rolling?
D20. And high is good. Oh,
Well,
wait.
I know 20
So-
is good, but I don't know if it changed with.
Oh, so I actually have a 20. Yep, so it'll be that plus your dexterity bonus, which is 0, so 16. So 16, 20, and what did you have, Jake?
23.
23. We rolled really good.
20. 23. Amy is 16.
No Finovy.
Okay. So I'm gonna...
Son of a bitch.
Right, so... Yeah.
That's a 20, everybody.
So,
So you've taken he's taken the honorable DM way. He's rolling right out in the open.
yep. I don't mind.
I like it. I'm not afraid. We're gonna die.
I know.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay, and then...
I hope you die first.
I hope you die first.
Critical Fail as a podcast has yet to put character sheets up on the wall, so, you know, we could make up for it in this session.
And to clarify, by character sheets up on the wall, Jeff means they're dead, and it's a wall of shame.
Wall of Shame.
Okay, so you guys, I'm giving you a surprise round because of your illusion.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
So you now know about all 4 of the goblins
Okay.
that are up in the trees there.
Okay.
And first is Jake.
Sweet. Base speed of 25, so it's going to be a while till I get there. Is there 50 feet away?
They're, well, count, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll say 50. 50 feet.
Okay.
At the well, yeah. Well, he can diagonal 1 and be adjacent.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're 50 feet away.
Yeah, why don't I go ahead and do that? Yeah, I'll go ahead and...
Do you want to
I'll have to
dash
run up
up
there.
next to them?
I'm going to do this.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to use your action and your movement to get right next to him.
To get right next to him. Yep.
So where am I going
What's
here?
your regular movement, Jake? 30?
Or
25.
25?
25.
where am I going?
There or there?
Next one over there.
This one?
Yep.
Yep. And it does say
That one.
each square is 10. 10 feet.
Oh, on this map? Or you mean in all maps?
In this book
Yeah.
that I'm playing with, it says 10 feet.
Cool.
Okay. So next is Jeff. What are you doing,
Those
Jeff?
are some huge... dead horses, then.
Yeah, they're really... they're sprawled out horrifically.
They're just kind of cut open and...
No, they're not cut open. It's just arrows. But they did like the really hokey cowboy death, where like they die for 2 minutes and
Yeah.
end up just as sprawled as they can be.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They turn into squids, too. Oh, this guy's dead. All right, so do I see him over there by them or not really?
Yeah, he's close enough
okay.
to the side. You definitely saw him. He in no way tried to move stealthily.
Gotcha.
He
just dashed
ran.
up against them.
Yeah.
The question is, am I afraid I'm going to hit him? Nope. So I'm going to cast Ray of Frost at the back one. Well, shoot, I can't. I got to move and then cast that.
Yeah,
So
how far can you cast
I
it?
can cast it 60 feet.
So that's
10, 20, 30, 40. I can basically reach it, but I'll just go.
go right there.
Yeah, I'll step up here because that way I'm between the lovely lady and these guys, but I'm got line of sight on those guys. I'm going to cast it at the back guy.
Okay.
Now, as far as I know, I don't have to. Do I roll anything to do this? Because I'm always so confused. Oh yeah, 1d20 plus 9. So yeah, 15 plus 9, so 24 to hit.
Yeah, you hit him. I don't know what it's against, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's against his face.
It's against everything.
It's against his AC, I think, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a save. And then 1d8 damage, 2 damage.
Okay.
And he's got negative 10 to his speed until my next turn.
Okay, so he's got negative 10 speed.
He
And
took
then he 2 whole damage?
2 whole damage.
That's rough.
Went, brr, and then he like turns to attack the monk.
Okay.
Anyway.
So he's cold now.
Yep.
Amy.
Well, then I'm going to use my Sacred Flame,
Okay.
which is 60 range. So I'm going to move a little closer. And I'm going to go over towards these guys too, so that we're kind of together. So I'm going to go in between and tell him I don't need him to be between me and the monsters.
Okay.
And I'm going to do Sacred Flame, so I set a creature on fire within range. Dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage.
So it's a dexterity saving throw? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you need to roll.
So what do I do?
So what is your spell? It's a spell, right?
It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip? Okay.
Sacred Flame.
So I believe you still use... Jeff is looking it up. It's so much easier.
So much easier. Casting time, 1 action. The target must succeed. There's no attack on it.
So it's against her spell save?
Yep.
Spell DC?
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Dexterity?
Dexterity check. Yep.
That is a 11.
And her spell save is 13.
Okay, so it hits. You get 1d8 of damage, correct? Is that
Yes,
the cantrip?
1d8 radiant damage.
Okay.
You can do it.
8.
Oh my god.
8? Okay. That one
Wow.
is officially gone.
So screw you. I don't
can-
need you
So
to protect
one
me.
starts shivering in front of me, and then the other one bursts into flames and
Now,
dies.
No,
you hit the
yeah.
same one, right? Or
I
did
was
you
hitting
hit...
the one that was next to...
You both hit the same
I
one?
hit the farthest
He
one.
hit
Oh,
the
you hit the
furthest one.
farthest one.
Okay.
All right, so yes.
Did she still murder that one?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, it's dead.
Bye, buddy.
It's very dead.
I am in no way intimidated by your beauty nor your prowess with that. I think it's wonderful.
Okay, top of the round. Jake, what would you like to do?
It's going to be a long day.
I know. I should have been gay.
Okay, now these guys are up in the trees.
They are not in the trees, but they are behind the cover of the woods.
Okay.
Enough that
So I could still reach them.
you couldn't really see them, but it's not so dense that it's difficult terrain.
Okay. Gotcha.
Plus,
Then
you're a
I'm
monk,
gonna-
so.
Sacred Fire.
But yeah, they basically were just hiding behind trees until they shot.
You know what they say
Okay.
about opposites attracting? I think it's a sign that I used cold and she used heat. Anyway.
She was just showing you how to do
I
it.
know she did. Like, you call that a spell?
It was
I'm
yeah.
going to go and take care of the rest of Fizzle's job there and finish that last one off.
Hit the one right in front of
So,
you. Move forward
Yep,
one.
step up to that,
Okay. How are you hitting
and I'll
it?
use the 2 hands on the quarterstaff.
Okay.
Natural 20.
You hit it. And what's
Now I do with the 2 hands on a weapon. I know in the 3rd edition or 3.5 you could use add your strength to it, or 1.5 times your strength. Is that still in this one? Because I haven't been able to see anything on that, so I don't think it's the same.
I've heard a few different rules. I'm of the opinion, unless
Well, you're already getting the 1d8 instead of the 1d6.
yeah, by two-handing it, I think you just get max damage, don't you? Automatically. Or
No.
do you want to do?
Oh, on a nat 20. Oh, that's
Oh,
whatever
natural
you want to
20, that's
do.
different.
Nat
Okay.
20 would be, in theory, roll 2d8 plus his bonuses. Your strength bonus, as far as a hit will go, will be regardless of whether you have 1 or 2 hands on it.
Okay.
But yeah.
And then
So
with the
2d8.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, damage is 2d8. Actually, the
2d8,
way I
okay.
want to play it is max damage plus 1d8. How's that
Okay,
sound?
max damage plus 1d8. And then do you multiply the bonus for it then?
Not typically.
Nope. The bonus
No,
is a
just that,
singular
okay.
bonus. You're just hitting it really hard because you swung so well.
Because
Okay,
everybody's
'cause-
better than me.
One of the things that I realized with the monks is that you can swap your strength bonus for the dexterity bonus on attacks and damage.
Oh,
So that's why I was wondering about the piece itself. So I'll be using my dexterity on top of that. So we've got a
Okay.
D8 plus 5 plus another 5, so 18.
Very dead. There's very little left of what's there.
I teed him up for you, though. I was like, stay there so my
Good job.
friend can bash your head in.
Okay, so we've got left goblins, as I'm calling them.
Okay.
They are the goblins on the left.
Was that our surprise round, or was that our first round?
Surprise round. Jake was the beginning of the first round.
Oh, okay, cool.
And now left-hand goblins are going.
Okay.
Because they got
Because they rolled higher than...
a higher, yeah, they got the nat 20.
Yeah.
But Jake got a 23.
Son of a bitch.
So that gives them a 22. So,
How's it going?
they are going The first one, the one closest to Jeff, is going to shoot a short bow at them.
Who's he shooting at?
You. And miss.
Yeah.
The second one is shooting a short bow at Amy. And miss. All right,
I like
Jeff,
your moves.
go ahead.
All right.
There's also something to be said for how crudely these arrows are made.
For sure. How dare they shoot at the potential love of my life for the next at least couple days? I am going to. Yeah, I'll do the same thing. I'll do the Ray of Frost.
Okay, which one are you hitting?
Which one shot at her?
The furthest one away.
I'll shoot at him then. Do they have a partial cover from the trees or no?
No.
Okay.
I'm going with, you guys very well see them.
Gotcha. 16 plus 9, 15.
That's a hit.
1d8 damage, more than 2, 5.
Okay, so you do 5 damage to
5 cold damage.
the furthest one?
Yes, sir, and he's slowed
Okay.
for until my next turn.
Okay, and that just means he can only take one action, correct?
No, he just can't move as far.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Yeah, just 10 feet slower, that's all.
I'm gonna
Amy.
do my Sacred Flame again.
Okay, which one are you hitting?
The closer one.
The closer one? All right.
So I roll my d20 again.
Was
Yes.
the Sacred Flame
Oh,
the one
no, yeah, that was the
my
one.
was that was my DC against.
Yeah.
So that's against
You want to roll?
DC against what was it? Dexterity. 12.
Done enough. She had 13 for her.
Okay. Roll damage.
Which is 1d8.
1d8. Yep. The one closest to the wood. Closest to the wood. There you go. She has
Sorry.
wooden dice.
The
She has
first
Totally
time.
fine.
wooden d6s. That's all right. You start to recognize
8.
them. 8. Yep. Dead.
I like this. I like this. We're a good team.
Okay. Jake,
Our healer is scary.
you are up.
Okay,
At
so
least I'm not
gonna
greeting people with
run over-
arrows.
gonna run over the horses and attack that the remaining one.
I will say that the horses are difficult terrain if that's the route you're taking.
Their size is large, so anything larger size than me, I can actually move through their squares.
Okay, but they are dead and laying on the ground sprawled out and not living.
Okay.
So
Not living, okay.
they are part of the terrain at this point.
So
they
it's-
are no longer creatures.
It's going to be faster to just go around,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
So what's your movement? 60 with your dash?
25, so 50 with the dash. So it's twice?
10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Okay.
Okay. Yep, so I won't quite make it there.
He didn't even make it all the way over there to get those guys. Watch this.
And he was hoofing it,
Yeah. Well, I see what you did there.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
Is it a Thornton reference or a Dead Horse reference?
So the I love it.
Maybe both.
Okay, so the last goblin
Yeah.
during his turn is attempting to flee.
Ooh.
Now you have to. I'm going to have to figure out what flee means. I can just
And he can only go slow because of Jeff's.
because he's slowed.
Yep.
Yep.
So am I going to disadvantage run? Is there something?
He can move 10 less feet than he normally could.
Okay.
So if he could move probably 25.
So at the
normally.
moment he could move 30. So he can move 25. So he's 10 less, right?
10 less.
So he moves, and I'll go ahead and map this out because I can.
Because he can. Using the Matt's wonderful Matt.
That's right.
Evan. Would you like to see the inside of my dice tower?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's got pencils and coffee top stuff. I wanted to put a light in there.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
He is.
You do like a red flame at the top.
That'd be awesome.
He can run 20, right?
Yep.
So 1, 2. Mm-hmm. Okay. He has ran his 20. So he dashes and he has disappeared in this direction.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna give chase.
Okay.
Whose turn is it right now?
Yours.
Oh, he can tell us what he knows. I yell, which makes no sense, but that's what I do. Mm-hmm. And I will absolutely dash after him.
Okay.
I'm just seeing if I have anything that makes me awesomer, and I don't. Now he can move full speed after this. Because my spell thing went away.
All right.
So I can do, what's my movement? I think it's 30. Or is it 25? 30. 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30.
Okay. So here you go.
Is it a cliff?
Through the no. Through the woods, you end up in that. We'll say you end up
Right there?
Yeah.
Where? Yeah.
There seems to be no goblin, but there is a secondary trail once you're through the woods.
Now, Amy, when the DM laughs or smiles, that's bad.
That's bad.
Always
It's not. I'll be the first to admit. It was a bad idea.
He's getting out all the dice.
We call that Yahtzee damage.